Everybody, Lucille. Look, with this COVID-19, as we all know, we're getting bored at home and we'll be isolated and state to state and border, and that'll be shut down. So, you know, everybody's having a tough time at home. So, you know, with a lot of things that we're experiencing now, and at supermarkets, of course, there are shortages of items, of course, as we know. And there's lots of things that we do at home because we've got to, as alternatives. And we've got to come up with things to clean our homes and whatever else, and revert back to the natural products and whatever else, or ask our mother or ask our great-grandmother or whatever the case may be, what do they use? And a lot of things I'll say natural products and things like that that do a very, very good job, as well as the ones that you buy now that are chemically made, as we know. And I just thought maybe with you guys out there, for me to experience and show you what I'm doing at home would be a very good idea, and maybe you guys would come on board and maybe show me what you guys are doing, you know, or at least share with me. And that way everybody kind of integrates and talks, you know, and communicates and gives people fresh ideas, you know, and it keeps people going and keeps your spirits up. So I just thought I'd show you what I'm doing and some products that I'm using at home. Okay, now I use, as you know, your grandmother would say or your mother would say, is one, that's the standard, your vinegar. Vinegar's great, okay, you can dilute that and you can clean anything with that, as you know. So good old vinegar, that's what I use. I do dilute it and I do mix it with other things. I do mix it with eucalyptus oil, diluted of course, and that does a really good job on my loos, on my sinks, in the drains, just wiping down stuff, you know, on the benches when you finish, you know, your carving boards, things like that. So that's really good, wiping down where kids have been, you know, their toys, that sort of thing, doorknobs. So that, you know, vinegar's a good old thing, isn't it? It's a good old thing. It's been around for heaps, so it doesn't cost a lot. So there you go. So that's one product I do use at home. Okay, let's put it down there. It's a bit heavy for me. Another thing is that because I like to use natural products, okay, and one thing I do rely on is this guy here, you know, and I've been seeing it's been sold out. It's quite popular. And I thought to myself, oh, I don't want to run out and I don't want to find myself using harsh chemical products and, you know, that sort of thing. That will harm me and I don't get on with it. Doesn't agree with me, you know. I get rashes on my hands and makes you cough and all that sort of thing. So it's really horrible. So I thought, well, I'm running low, as you can see. What can I do? So I decided today that I was lucky enough to be able to get eucalyptus oil. You know, that cost me about $13, but it was good. It's 100% oil. So what I'm going to do is dilute this into this bottle. When it's finished, you'll wash it out, of course. Bit of this eucalyptus, 100%. Get 100% because it'll go a lot more. It'll go a lot further than it would if it was diluted with water. So that, okay. And then I mix a little bit of vinegar with that, and as I said, I use that for my benches, where my food is, everything. It's really, really good. So I have a couple of bottles of those laying around in my bathroom, wherever. So it's really, really good. So remember these two products, okay? So, and I'll put them down there. Put that there. Now, okay, now look. We know that the flu season, as they keep telling us, is coming on. So, and I hope everybody's remembering to get their flu shot, which is really, really important to you. Okay, but little home remedies that I think, you know, over winter that you could do, you could at least try And if it's no good and you don't like it, okay, fair enough, but at least you've tried it. It's the old home remedies. And of course, you know, your lemons. We forget about lemons. They're really good. And they're good for the immune system. They're good for lots of things. As I said, if you want to do your research on lemons, do it. But they're really, really, really beneficial for you. So don't forget the good old lemon, you know. But also, don't forget your cinnamon, okay? Cinnamon is really, really beneficial for your health if you do the research and look on YouTube, which I always recommend YouTube. I love YouTube. But if you look on YouTube and do some research on your standard cinnamon powder, not sugar cinnamon, just your cinnamon powder, you'll find it's very, very beneficial in lots of ways. And with people that have got asthma and that sort of thing, and coughs, that will help you, okay? So don't forget that. You can have it in your coffee, your tea. I do it all the time, coffee, tea. But I also, every night, every morning, I have lemon, honey, and of course cinnamon. So don't forget that. That's really useful and doesn't cause heaps. But anyway, so, but also your standard honey. You know, like I'm a beekeeper, and my bees aren't doing too good at the moment. But anyway, I always get my honey off a local beekeeper where I live, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But, you know, try and get honey, which is really good honey. Tea tree, as I've said, tea tree is Manuka. But if you can't get hold of tea tree honey off your local beekeeper, just get your standard. This is ironbark honey, a very strong taste, very full aroma of blossom, but it's lovely. But that cost me $13.50, but that goes a long way for me and my family. But anyway, so there you go. Now, another thing is tissues. Remember, please, everybody, tissues. You know, tissues is a really, really big thing for the moment. So always have a few boxes of them around. Really useful. So remember our tissues at a time like this, and with the flu season coming on, you know. Anyway, tissues are really good at any time. Now, I'll finish with people that have got problems with asthma or their lungs and so forth, and that have got medication and so forth. Do not get complacent with your medication. When you're supposed to take it at the times that you're supposed to. Do the right thing, because with COVID running around and so forth, there's so many people that are sick and that are vulnerable tend to forget, and especially the elderly. So don't. And even people with asthma, don't wait for the last minute to think, I'm having an attack, to get your asthma, your Ventolin, and do the right thing by yourself. Don't wait for the last moment. So do the right thing and do that, because, you know, then, you know, with this COVID, you only need something to happen. And if your lungs aren't strong and you're not having your medication when you're supposed to, it can have an impact. So remember that, guys, people on medication and so forth, you know, like your Ventolin, you know, always respect your Ventolin, keep the top on it, keep it clean, keep it with you, keep it at hand, knowing that you've got to have it. So remember, people with Ventolin, don't forget, don't wait for the last moment. Take it when you're supposed to, okay? Listen to that, it's very important, okay? And also, things that are subscribed to you from your specialist or whatever, and you're supposed to take it at a certain time, you know you are, do it. Because that prevents your asthma and attacks coming on. And that's very, very big, because, I mean, you know, people that are vulnerable, you know, don't, and unless they're reminded, and most forget, and then have an attack, which is no good when you could have prevented that in the first place. So remember that with all your medications. Very, very important. Now, I don't think I've got anything else to say, but look, you know, with your ideas, I'd love for people to start sharing their ideas and what they do at home. and they're little things that, you know, are useful, and other people could find them useful too, and share them, which would be a really, really good thing. And I want to say thank you to the medical profession, the doctors, the nurses, the army, the police, everybody involved in saving us. I want to say a big thank you, and I'm sure Australia would want to say a big thank you to you guys too. You protect us, you keep us safe. You know that sometimes society can be very stubborn and blind, but in the end we realise that for us we do care and we do have hope, and a lot of people now, as the government's saying, is respecting that, and it's so good to see. But I want to say thank you to the whole entire government, the army, police, nurses, doctors, volunteers, every single one of you guys. Thank you from Australia and the bottom of Australia's heart and mind. So, but anyway, like, subscribe and comment. But guys, come on, let's have a little, you know, where people's ideas, we can share things. I reckon that would be really, really good, and, you know, uplift our spirits also, you know. But my 4 codes, what are they? Respect, dignity, honour and integrity. They'll serve you well, they really will. And we will get through this. We really will. But also remember, hand washing, covering your nose, elbow, you know, that sort of thing. And I really think what would be another really good idea for the government, if I can say my 2 big bot word, is that sanitising stations all over. The council's got to get on board and put sanitising stations all over. So it's everywhere. So nobody's got an excuse. We see a sanitising station, what a delight. Pump, rub, clean, you know. So please. But anyway, until next time, from Lucilla Lee. Hope you enjoyed this. YouTube, look after yourself, you guys. Bye until next time. Bye everybody. Bye. Bye.